Want to know how to modify your workout so you don't get too developed in areas that you don't want to get bigger? Watch this.
Our next caller is Cassie from England.
Hey, Cassie, how can we help you?
Hi, guys. Nice to meet you all. I've been listening to your show from quite early on, so I'm excited to meet you.
Thank you.
All right. Nice to meet you.
So I'm just going to read my question so I don't get flustered here. So you've helped me past a lot of my body image issues, struggles with food and dieting, training, all that. But now my main issue is that I'm stuck on trying to get my body exactly how I want it, really, specifically my arms. I trained like a power lifter for many years, as my brother was a competitive power lifter. So he trained me. I do have a strong upper body, and I don't feel like I have to train a lot on my upper body to get strong. But I do feel like my arms are big. So I know if I lean out, I would probably get smaller and maybe show more of the muscle. But I sort of at the minute don't feel like I can wear anything really feminine because I feel like my arms are out of proportion and that they do build easily. So during the pandemic, I stepped away from the powerlifting and I set up at home, ran MAPS, anabolic, and then went back in the gym, jumped to aesthetic, heard your recommendation about performance, so went back and did performance, and then now I'm currently running aesthetic again. But my question really is, if I want my arms to get smaller, as I try to maybe cut, should I be lifting my biceps and triceps as much as like what's in aesthetic, or should I maybe not be focusing on my arms? Should I maybe cut the amount of sets, or should I just be sticking to compound lifts only, or do I actually need to focus on my arms more?
Yeah, no, these are good questions. Do you know like how lean you are, what body fat percentage you're at?
So I went to the Arnold Classic in October, and then I did like a in-body scanner thing, and I think it was around 23%, but I know that they aren't very accurate, so I don't 100% know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, 23%'s not bad at all. I was going to say one of the best ways to shrink anything is to get leaner. If you dropped a few percent body fat, you would get smaller overall. As far as your arms are concerned, yeah, you can totally avoid direct arm work. So in MAPS Aesthetic, when you're looking at the program, you can do all the exercises, and then when it gets to biceps and triceps, just don't do those exercises. They're going to get enough work from the compound lifts that you're going to maintain strength and stability, because I never like to encourage people to purposely get weak or lose stability. That's not going to really happen too much because you're still doing, pressing and pulling and that kind of stuff. I would just avoid the direct arm work, and then on your focus session days, add exercises for areas of your body that you want to, develop even further. And then simultaneously getting leaner will give you probably more of the shape and size that you're looking for as well.
And then what do you guys think about having her focus on, because obviously there's going to be in a week's time, there's a bunch of different places where there's going to be arm work, especially when you include also focus sessions. So this is an example of where, and this is why the assessment portion of training is so important when you first start a client and you see where we have any sort of imbalances or we have limited range of motion. So as a coach, I would now program, okay, wherever it says bicep or tricep, we're going to get down and do your combat stretch, or we're going to get down and we're going to do your 90-90 to program in good mobility work that you probably, because everybody has something that they probably need to work on in regards to mobility. And so here's an example of where I've got a client who we don't want to grow or develop our arms anymore. We're fine where we're at, but I want to program something else. Instead of doing what I think most people do, which is they go, oh, okay, I'm going to do more glute stuff now, or I'm going to do more shoulder stuff now. And there's plenty of that already in the program, and you don't need to add anything like that. But there's tremendous benefit right here to focusing on like a mobility exercise that you probably could do more of.
Yeah, I'm always trying to find ways to incorporate it so it is something that clients will stick with. So if that's going to be the case in this instance, I think that would be valuable to replace that with certain mobility moves that you could improve upon in terms of range of motion for different joints or just avoiding pain in general from the compound lifts.
Yeah, and Cassie, now I don't know you, but I'm going to make a generalization in terms of body fat storage. Women store more body fat in the arms than men do. So when a guy will gain weight, he typically will gain it in his trunk, especially in the front part of his trunk, his abdomen area. Whereas women will gain it in the lower part of their body, and in their upper body, they tend to gain it in their arms or in the triceps in particular. So if that's you, if you notice that when you gain body fat, you tend to gain body fat in your arms, then dropping a few, because now you're at 23%, so low 20s. As you start to get closer to like 19, 18%, those harder to lose areas are going to start to burn body fat. So, I've said this before, the first place you gain is the last place that you lose it. You're at the point now where you're, the low 20s is a great body fat percentage to be at. You can be athletic. It's not super ripped. It's easy to maintain. But as you go lower and lower, especially once you get down to the high teens, 18, 19% body fat, then you'll see the areas that you may be, genetically predispositioned to gain, you'll start to see it come off there. So I would do a cut if so long as your calories okay. I haven't asked you any diet questions, so long as your metabolism is doing good and you've got good calories and you feel good, I would do a cut, and then I would avoid direct arm work. And then the guys made a great suggestion. You could replace the arm work with mobility work, so you're doing something instead of just doing nothing. And the mobility work's got tremendous.
Also, congratulations. I'm sure there's a lot of people on here that are jealous of your arm gains.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the issue I have. I get embarrassed in the gym.
Cassie, do you have MAPS Prime by chance?
I do have Prime.
Okay.
I have Prime.
So yeah, here's a great opportunity for whenever, I'm sure you did Prime, and I'm sure there's some areas that you might not have passed and failed. Take some of the movements that are in there, and that's where I would insert them into your programming.
Yeah. What part of England are you from, by the way?
Huddersfield in West Yorkshire.
Okay.
So it's like the north kind of.
Yeah, good deal. Yeah, my wife's family's from England, and I forgot what part.
Oh, right.
But I'll tell her. I'll talk to somebody from that area.
I do like training for strength as well. And I don't like doing biceps, but I like doing tricep dips. But then that's obviously probably going to imbalance my arms, I imagine.
Yeah, not a lot. I mean, you're still doing pulling stuff. You're still rowing and pull downs and stuff like that. You want to do extra tricep work, that's totally fine.
Especially things like dips.
Yeah, dips are great.
You're
For
fine.
range of motion, yeah. So that's a valuable exercise.
You're totally fine.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Cassie, I know you said you already have Prime. Do you have Prime Pro? Because that's got some more advanced mobility movements.
I don't have Prime Pro.
All right.
No.
We're going to send that over to you. All right.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
We're going to mail it all the way over to England.
Thank you. Thank you, Cassie.
Hey, thanks for calling in.
Email.
Carrier pigeon. Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm glad, Sal, you brought up the point about body fat because here's something that's
It's just more common with women. I feel like I'm getting too big. Usually it's a body fat thing,
Yeah, no, she may have great arms, and here's the thing where I think that's why I'm glad you brought that up is sometimes that's just it. They just store more body fat in that area.
Yep.
And then they want to avoid it because they feel like it's already thick and I don't want to get any bigger there.
Yes.
And if that's the case, then I actually wouldn't want my client to stop doing bis and tris.
No.
Like I would. This is what's hard about doing this over the phone.
But it's okay. Is my
It's right.
point.
No, 100%.
Yeah. It's not like we're avoiding back work.
Yeah,
or something like that.
no, and if you're going to drop anything off, she's getting bicep work through all the other pulling movements, so it's not a big deal. But this is where it's hard on the podcast because I don't see her, I don't train her, we're not working together. If I was her coach, I would be able to. I'd go like, "You're fine.
Yeah.
We just need to lean out."
Plus, you have a relationship with her where
right.
That's not muscle. I think you're okay. I think the muscle, once we get lean, you'll be happy.
That's right.
And now, with women, here's the deal. Very rarely are they actually too big from a muscle perspective. If they are,
That's my guess.
if they are, it's rare, but if they are, here's the two body parts where it's 99.9% of the time the issue. Number one, calves. Women can and have had calves that my wife is like, my wife's calves are, she's got bodybuilder calves. She doesn't work them and she never wants to work them. Luckily, she has small ankles, so it looks real good. But if she trained her calves, they would blow up. So I would totally get that. The second one may be legs, and that's it. I have yet to meet a woman ever that
I've
literally
seen some
got arms that
monster
were too
traps,
muscular.
though, before.
Yeah.
Traps,
Yeah,
but
that
that's
does
because
happen.
any traps women don't
Oh,
like.
yeah.
They don't like any development of the
That's
trap.
the thing. They don't want any definition.
Yeah,
there.
but getting leaner is usually the thing that
answer.
you need to do. Yeah.
Yeah.